it's Zoe and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be chatting all about how I landed my dream job at Good Morning America. So I just want to start this video by saying that I never thought I'd be where I am today, and I'm so grateful for all the people who helped me along the way and all the lessons I learned while I was on my journey to Good Morning America. So my journey to how I got to Good Morning America starts in Philadelphia at Temple University. I grew up in the Philadelphia area and decided to go to Temple for college because of the price, the communications program, and also the location. It was only 20 minutes from home. And for me, that was a bonus. I know some people love to get away for college, but I was happy being close to home. Ultimately, I'm so happy with my decision to go to Temple for college because it's the reason why I am where I am today, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. I was between a few schools when I was deciding, and I'm really happy I chose Temple. There's a lot of myths out there that you have to go to a more, prestigious school when it comes to choosing a college, but it's really not true. It's not about the name, it's about the internships you have while you're at school, what you do with your experience, and the relationships that you make. So in the end, I'm so happy I chose Temple because it got me where I am today. While a great name school can weigh on whether you land a job or not, it's really about the real life experiences you have and your internships. I'm sure you've already heard this, but internships are everything. Almost everything I learned came from my internships, and while school is obviously important, my internships taught me so many real life skills that I would not have had just from going to school. When you're looking for an internship, if you can, don't focus on getting paid. I had a mix of paid and unpaid internships, and there's definitely paid opportunities out there, as I know it's not an option for everyone, but in the end, you're going to get so much experience that it'll pay off. I started looking for internships at the beginning of my sophomore year, and I was using my university's job platform to look, which has amazing, great local internships. I know a lot of colleges have a job platform, so that's a great place to start. And then I was also looking on places like Glassdoor and Indeed, just your typical job searching platforms. I applied for a lot of internships but wasn't having any luck because I was only a sophomore and I didn't have any experience on my resume already. So I started looking at production assistant jobs. These jobs are normally short term and not like a full semester, but they're a really great way to get something on your resume if you're looking in the media field. Production assistant jobs are great if you have little to no experience on your resume already, because normally these places are looking for people just to do menial tasks like paperwork and crowd control, but they're a great way to get your foot in the door at a media company. After weeks and weeks of searching, I finally landed a job as a production assistant for a show called Dancing on Air. You probably haven't heard of it. I had never heard of it, and that's totally fine. You just want that first job so you can have it on your resume and get in the door. If I have any advice for you guys with your first internship, it's don't be picky. Literally apply for everything and just do it. It really doesn't matter. In the end, it's going to be such a small thing on your resume that you won't even have remembered you did it, honestly. I really don't remember my first, production assistant job that much, but it did help me land my other roles right afterwards. So after I booked this first role with Dancing on Air, I kind of hit a wall, and there was a 9-month period where I didn't land anything. I was actively applying, I thought I was doing all the right things, and I didn't land anything. It's okay, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, I was freaking out as a sophomore that I needed more experience, but it's okay. The 9-month period flew by, and then I finally got the call that I landed a production assistant job at ABC News for the Democratic National Convention. This 3-week job for ABC News is the entire reason I am where I am today. This small production assistant job launched my career and completely changed my life. And I'm forever grateful to Maria. If you're watching, hi, thank you. She's the person who hired me, and it launched my career completely. I was hired for the convention mostly because I had really good grades and also a flexible schedule. It was a 3-week period of time where they wanted you to be there every single day, so I was there and I was on it. I worked my butt off during the convention. It was the middle of July. It was pouring rain. It was 100 degrees outside, but I was on top of it and I was saying yes to absolutely everything and anything. At the convention, I wound up working for Robin Roberts and her team, which was a dream come true. I have watched, just a little backstory, I've watched Good Morning America all of growing up. ABC was like the only network my family would watch. And so it was really a dream come true to meet Robin, to be working for her team. And so I made sure that they knew I was there. Like, hey, I'm here. Let me know if you have any questions. They aren't, based in Philadelphia. So I was like, let me know what you want, what you need. I'm here. I'm your girl. After the Democratic National Convention, I stayed in touch with Robin Roberts and her team and was able to land another position at 6ABC as a news intern from their recommendations. If you do make a contact with anyone, it's really important to stay in touch and not always ask for something. So I was shooting them emails being like, hey, how are you? Here's what I'm up to. Like, hope you're doing well. And something like that, where you're not always asking for something like, hey, I have this job. Can you help me out? But just keeping in touch and building a relationship, and that's how in the end you get that recommendation. After 6ABC, I became a news intern at Fox 29. They had seen that I worked for another network, and that's how I landed that position. While I was working as a news intern for Fox 29, I found a weekend job for NBC's show The Voice when they were having auditions in the Philadelphia area, and wound up getting that job. It was just for the weekend, but it looked amazing on my resume to have worked for a really big network. After I worked for Fox 29, I thought, hey, I have these great relationships with people at ABC News and Good Morning America. I'll apply for their summer internship. And unfortunately, I was rejected. And then I also applied for NBC's Page program. I got a video interview. I was so excited. I did that. And I was rejected. So despite all of the, great internships I had and what I thought was a good resume, I was rejected from these two positions, which definitely threw a little bit of a wrench in my plans. In the end, obviously it worked out, but at the time I was devastated. Since the two positions I wanted didn't seem to work out, I applied as a news intern for PHL 17, which is a local station in Philadelphia and one of the smallest stations. I kind of felt like I had been working at these big stations and it was a step back for me to be working on a smaller station. But actually, once I started, it wound up being the total opposite because I was doing all of these things that I would never be able to do at a bigger network. I was running the teleprompter for the anchors, I was writing copy that they were reading on air, and I was cutting video that was also going on air. So the things I was doing, I was literally seeing on TV, and it was incredible to see that from start to finish and that I had an impact on the show. During my internship at PHL 17, I actually graduated from Temple University. It had been a little over 3 years, and I was just kind of done. I had loaded my schedule. I wanted to be done with college. I wanted to get into the real world, and I wanted a job, so I decided to graduate early. And I will say that this was against the advice from my academic advisor. She had told me, don't graduate early, stay in college, you'll want this experience, keep building your resume, keep working. But I would say take any advice you get with a grain of salt, because I was like, I don't want to do that. And in the end, obviously it worked out for me, and I am where I am today. Graduating early played a huge role in why I'm here today, because I had almost that whole extra year of experience. So I'm kind of a year ahead of where I thought I would be. At this point, I had graduated from Temple University. I was working at PHL 17. It seemed like there was some type of potential for me to get a full-time job with them after. And I did still really want to work at Good Morning America, but kind of thought, I've been rejected. At this point, I'd been rejected twice from them for an internship. And I thought, it's just not meant to be. But my boyfriend Josh actually convinced me to apply a third time for their fall internship. He was just like, you have nothing to lose, just do it. I support you. And so I put in the application. And honestly, I kind of forgot about it. I hadn't heard back. I had a phone interview, which was typical. The 2 other times I applied, I also had a phone interview, so I didn't get my hopes up or anything. And then one day I was at Wawa. If you're from the Northeast, Wawa, hey. Um, and so I was at Wawa. We're leaving. I get a call on my cell phone. It's from the New York area. I'm like, weird. I pick it up, and they're like, hey, you got the internship. We want you to come work for Good Morning America as a news intern. I think I cried. I don't remember if I cried or not. In my head I cried. I was completely shocked. I couldn't believe that I had landed the internship. Since I had graduated from college already, I wasn't sure about taking an internship. It kind of felt like a step back. I really wanted a full-time job. Why would a college graduate be getting an internship? But I had to put that kind of stigma and that mentality behind me to be like, no, it's okay. This would have been my senior year of college. And so I took the internship up here in New York City, and yeah. I started as a production intern for Good Morning America in the fall of 2017 and have worked there ever since. I got so lucky that I was able to get hired after my internship. I have had a few different positions before I landed where I am right now. My internship at Good Morning America was hard. It was long hours. Sometimes it was boring. There wasn't always something to do, but I really, really worked my butt off. I made sure that people knew my name, that I networked with everyone, and that I shadowed people. That's a huge thing, is to be like, hey, what are you up to? Can I shadow you today? Is there a position I'm interested in? Can I see what you're doing today? That's huge to do when you're at an internship, and I would highly, highly suggest it, especially if you want to turn it into a job. I guess they wound up liking me because after my internship, I was hired as a production coordinator for the show. After being a production coordinator, I was hired as an assistant social media editor, and then landed the position where I am now as an associate social media producer. I always loved social media, but honestly didn't even know that it could be a job and that I could get paid to do it, so I'm so happy with where I landed now. It's not technically my dream job, because my dream job originally, when I first went to college, I wanted to be a reporter. Kind of decided, hey, that's not for me. Then I decided I wanted to be, a news writer and a producer. And then here I am today as a social media producer, and really I would call this my dream job. I'm exactly where I wanted to be, and I'm so, so happy. I also want to say, when you're looking for your dream job, be open, because your dream job might not be what you thought it was when you first started looking. My dream job certainly has changed over the years, and I'm happy that I was flexible. It's really, really hard if you go in with one track, one state of mind, you have this one idea. You're really limiting yourself. So be open to any options, any opportunities, and just say yes to everything. If you guys are interested, I can chat more about exactly what to do at an internship and all the tips I have just from my personal experience and having a ton of internships, good and bad experiences. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because coming up I'll have a video about what it's like to be a social media producer and kind of a day in my life. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for sticking with me throughout this pretty long story time. If you still have questions, leave a comment down below or shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video.